After we found the ship, we wanted to, well, first see if we could fix it. We tried our best. Our engineers tried their best. Some of them, of course, sadly passed away during the eventful time when an accident happened, when part of the ship was too unstable and it collapsed in. But what was most curious of all was that most of our crewmen started having dreams. Dreams, you may question why I say it like that. Basically, what I mean is that there were certain, how should I say, images into their brain. When the memories came, they displayed images that, in a way, harmed them. They weren't images that were normal, almost like a nightmare of sorts. One day, during my exploration of the ship, I thought I heard voices. Yes, voices. I thought some crewmen were there, and I checked it out. Nothing. So, well, I tried to pinpoint where it was, still nothing. Then I forgot about it. Yep, didn't want to know about it, didn't really care about it. All I wanted was to get that ship. To get the Voyage ship. Some of my crew, more of my colleagues, matter of fact, nicknamed the ship Voyager after the quote-unquote Star Trek. Basically, we continued our repairs of it. Once we were done, we made some improvements to it. Well, as improvements as they can get for us. Probably eons advance for them. As we continued, we had a sort of trial and error. Many tests were made. Many tests were failed. But we pressed on. We continued to try to figure out the secrets of the ship. Tried to see if Voyage could fly once more. As we continued across the bows of the ship, trying to figure out how these people flew it, we kept learning and learning that much more. The hallways weren't big because the people were big, but because there were multiple types of people. Multiple creatures of all different shapes and sizes. This was a sort of alliance or federation, if I could figure it out. I don't know. But I do know that this Omni Empire that the mech humans a few days ago told us about are behind it. I continued my research, continued studying them. I was hell-bent on trying to go back to where the mech humans were. But my colleagues said that are we sure that they'll still be there? And are we sure that they'll welcome us like they did before? I was a bit well-minded during that at the time right now, so I agreed with my colleagues. We continued. Till one day we found something on the ship. Something was repairing it. We didn't know what, but we kept finding signs that something or someone had been repairing the ship, slowly, without us noticing, until I noticed the fine details on some of the ends of the ship. So, I hatched an idea. If these people, or person, was stealing or repairing the ship, then it's our job to figure out who they are, or what they are. I set up cameras several other places. So, after I set up the last of the cameras, one detected something, but it detected that it was moved. I curiously went to check it out. It was camera 13. I moved it to its right place, but I noticed that when I was moving it, it felt different. It felt more advanced. Its metal was not the plastic exterior that we so commonly use for our cameras, but it was metal, some type of bendable metal that can mold and feel different. So we continued to place those cameras, and I and my colleagues decided to spend the night on the ship. I must tell you, spending the night on a ship made by possibly long dead people is almost equivalent to a horror movie. So we waited and waited until we heard noises. We knew that we three were the only ones on the ship, so whoever made those noises is not one of us or any of the crewmen. So we went, looking to see where the noise was coming from, until finally we found it. A sort of biomechanical creature we'd never seen before. It had 4 long legs and sort of mechanical claws on its back and on its front as well. Its face was more insect-like than usual. I, being the one who met the mech humans first, decided to go meet this new alien. I said hello, and it responded back by saying, "Hello, I am Skrin." I was confused at first, and I said, "Hello, Skrin," and it replied back saying, "Skrin, say hello to you already." And I was oddly confused and amused by it. My colleagues knew that it was safe because, well, it didn't look like it had weapons, it was just repairing the ship. So we asked it questions. It kept referring to itself in the first person every time we talked to it. Always naming itself, Skrin, Skrin, Skrin. But we, of course, never knew why. So we asked it about the ship, who built it. He says that it comes from a place called Cantaria, a sort of warrior-like people. According to Skrin, they looked like us in appearance, but more pale white skin, as if someone painted on them with white paint, and their eyes were either red, yellow, or blue, and their hair either white or dark black. But I didn't really go into the details of what they were. I just wanted to know who they were. So he gave us more answers. Apparently, the ship we're on sustained battle damage and had crashed. we asked where were the crew, and he responded by saying Skrin don't know. We gave him more questions about if this crew had lived or survived. It said that escape Skrin know that the escape pods were launched. So that gave us our hypothesis that the crew, or whoever the crew was, possibly left the ship before it crashed, or left the ship before when it crashed. We continue asking it questions, and we asked what is its purpose. And it said Skrin works to serve. We were confused, and we said, are you part of the crew? And it said, technically no, technically yes. So we wanted to continue exploring. We followed Skrin every now and then, and we told him that if he wants to repair the ship, how about he helps us repair it? Of course, he seemed happy to oblige for some reason. But I didn't want to question it as to why. Maybe because this is his last desire to repair a ship long since abandoned for God who knows how long. So we and my colleagues and the engineering teams and other teams assisted Skrin in repairing the ship. He gave us tools and the knowledge of how to repair it. He even managed to give us translations of some of the writing on the terminals. The holographic terminals, anyway. One of my colleagues wanted to mess with the terminal, see if they could take it home and give it to his kid. But of course, this was serious business, so we didn't want him to. He didn't do that, or something like that. Through trial and error, we managed to get the ship going. And through trial and error, we set our voyage to the stars. And through trial and error, we will see if humanity is ready for what is out there.